We are at 9:33, so I will go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to MnCHOICES office hours for August the 5th, Friday. My name is Teresa Vanderbent, and I am work with training for MnCHOICES. So here's a list of people that are potentially on this call today and their roles in the MnCHOICES team. So just so that you have everyone's names available to you. I don't see Kong, Bang, or Wilson Zena on this list with the help desk, but they are here as well, as is Mong Vang, who is our webinar host for today. So welcome everyone, and let's get started. So just to remind you, this session is recorded. We are using recording and posting to YouTube so that you have access to this with the changes in our WebEx and leader view going away has meant that we had to make this change. So we wanted to let you know this session is being recorded. We use your WebEx audio to listen to the session. All participants will be muted. You'll raise your hand to ask a question, and then we will call on you and unmute you so you know how today will work. So thanks everyone for your patience with this change. This is our second meeting, so slowly but surely we're getting better at this. So the PowerPoint will be posted to the DSD archive page. You'll see a YouTube recording instead of the Encore recording with a number. And so you'll actually be able to watch the video and hear me speaking along with the slides. And it will also be closed captioned. So just to remind everyone what office hours calls are for, what are their purpose, they're really, and every other month, they're hosted by us at DHS. They're for you as agencies. And what our job is to really talk through any technical pieces that we need to be aware of with the MnCHOICES assessment and the MnCHOICES support plan applications, and also with preparation for the launch of the revised MnCHOICES application. So we've invited agencies who will launch into the next system also here. So if they want to ask training questions, they can. So that's where we are today. So our agenda is pretty basic. We don't have a ton of things to share today, though I do have some stuff in general updates. So the plan for the day is to talk through some general updates, talk through the help desk request, give you a chance to ask any questions that you have in regards to the MnCHOICES assessment and the MnCHOICES support plan computer applications, and then we will give you a brief MnCHOICES revision project update. Um, I will ask you if you have questions in between as we go along, but you can definitely hold your questions and ask at the end if that is your preference. So just so you're aware. So sometimes acronyms can be a problem, and so we want to make sure that we kind of put some of the basics on here. So AASD is Aging and Adult Services Division, DSD is the Disability Services Division. And if we talk about eList, it's an announcement that goes out by our two divisions together, and subscribers subscribe to the email. And then MnCHOICES County Link, for many of you, you already know this. It's a website dedicated to the MnCHOICES applications for mentors to support your technical knowledge and to help with your work in the application. So just so that we start with terms in common. So we have added some labels to slides to try to help people understand, like when should you be paying attention? Does this apply to you? So what's unique to this list is certified assessor. We will talk about certified assessors today, specifically about some of the certification um, information and recertification information. And then if a slide has MNA on it, it means it applies to the MnCHOICES assessment computer application. If it has MNSP on it, it means it applies to the MnCHOICES support plan application. And if it has the words revised MnCHOICES application, then it applies to the um, new computer application that is being launched by FEI Systems and DHS. So just so that you're aware what those names mean when you see them on slides, they're to help you know, does this slide pertain to you? So let's start with general updates. So We are seeing issues happening with when you use the recertification certificate module. So what this says is that certified assessors completing the recertification course, that MnCH 8020, when they go to generate the certificate either isn't being generated or it's coming up with some no name and some odd dates. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about it with you. So you might see two things. You might see an infinite loading, so it never gets past us getting your certification information, or you might see this. This is its kind of blank template, so then it would fill in the name and put in the dates correctly. So if you see either of these, we will ask you to send them into the help desk. We are looking for the source of the problem, and we're going to teach you a couple things to see if it will fix it, and if it doesn't, we'll of course ask you to send it into the help desk. So let's go forward with that. So again, if you see an infinite loading the certificate, it never loads, or if you get this, then I want you to send it into the help desk with a screenshot. I want you to tell me what your browser is and any other pertinent information that you think will help us. So the first thing I want you to check on, I'm seeing with the getting your certification information like this, the spinning one, it seems to be when people are using Internet Explorer still. So that's why I want to know if you're I want a picture of your screenshot of what's happening and what browser you're using, because I believe this one is only occurring because of Internet Explorer. But if you, yes, do see this when you're using Edge or Google Chrome, we would like you to report it as well. Okay? So the other thing one of the things we're gonna do today is teach you how to update your browser, because one of the things we're hearing is people are having issues with PDFs in MnCHOICES County Link, and they're with the retiring of Internet Explorer, how PDFs get loaded for Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome are different. The interaction is different with those browsers than it was with Internet Explorer, and that's causing all of us kind of some, well, how come I can't see my PDF? How come that's not working? And so if this is happening to you, I'm going to show you how to change your browser settings so that you will be able to download a PDF instead of either having it blank or not showing or not being downloaded at all. So that's what I'm going to take the time to do today. So in this top link, this is where the first instructions were written is people were saying, hey, I can't get my eDocs to download. And so our technical and training and communications team created this eDocs help frequently asked questions. And one of them is, what should I do if my PDF does not display? And so I'm going to show you, we're going to walk through the steps in that document so that, and then you can go back to it yourself and use the instructions yourself. Specifically, we're going to look at solution 2. You may say, no, I don't want to do solution 2. I prefer to do solution 1. Solution 1 is just clicking on the blank on the document and seeing if it will load. I think many of you will need to use solution 2. So that's why I'm going to show you that. So again, the why am I showing you this is because people are having issues with their PDFs. We don't know if it's part of the reason why your certificates aren't loading. And so I just thought I would show it to you as a potential way to do some problem solving, as well as to help people make sure that they can view PDFs on the web, which might be useful for work across your agency. So what we're going to have you do is update your settings. So it'll allow you to open a PDF in your Adobe native client, so either in Reader or Acrobat. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to give you two examples, and I've put these in the slides step by step because I want to show it to you in Edge and in Chrome so that you can literally take this back you can sit with it at your office and walk through the steps, put it on a screen and walk through it. And so in this instance, my browser is an Edge, and you can see the ellipsis on the top. And when I click on that little 3 dots in a row, which is what I call an ellipsis, I'm going to get this drop down menu, and at the almost to the bottom of it, you're going to see something called settings. If you click on settings, what will happen is you're going to get this screen. And what you'll need to do is find the cookies and site permissions and then scroll all the way to the bottom of this thing because it's a long list. I'm not sure why PDF documents are so far down, but they are. And if you click on PDF documents, then it will open that page. So again, you'll click settings, you go to cookies and site permissions and click PDF documents. And again, I've put these in the slides so that you can try it out in the office and get a sense of how it works. And then what happens is that you'll choose always download PDFs. So you'll take the toggle button and you'll click it on and then it'll show blue like this instead of like this is off. Okay. And so again, here is all of it in a row. So if I was going to show you how to do this, I'd go here. Let's see how well I remember my steps, right? I'll go to settings. I go to cookies and site permissions. I'm going to go all the way down because remember I told you it's way the heck down here. It's, did you see it and did I miss it? Oh, you gotta love it. Well, it's, yes, right here. See, I told you it was hard to see. You'll click on PDFs and documents, and then see here's the toggle button. I left mine off so I could demonstrate. And then when I click it on, it'll always download PDFs. And so that's what I was showing you. And again, the reason why we're showing you this is I have had people say things like they went out to the County Link site and they were trying to print those blank pages for the MnCHOICES assessment, and they weren't getting anything to display or they weren't getting it to load at all. And I'm thinking it might be associated with this. And so this is solution 2 for Chrome. This one's a little more quirky for Chrome because you have to know the version that you're in because Chrome is always changing how it displays things. It's one thing that I don't really appreciate about Chrome. So they have currently steps for version 60 and newer, and then you can see the others. I'm going to show you how to look at what your version is for Chrome, and then I'm going to show you instructions because mine was already to version 113, and even the 60 and newer didn't exactly work the way that I thought. So I'm giving you what I think are the most updated instructions if you have something in the 100s for a version. So I'll just show you how to do that first. So again, this lovely ellipsis, right? So I'm in Google Chrome and I click the ellipsis and it shows settings and I click settings just like I did for Edge. And then what I do is I go to the About Chrome page. And do you see how the version here shows 103? Remember I said mine was really high up there? And that's why I checked the steps because I thought, gosh, Chrome changes all the time. Let's see what happens with this. So I can see under the updates are disabled by your administrator, I can see my version is 103 point something. You don't need to do anything more than that on this page. Just know your version number because then you can pick the instructions based on that version number. So my instructions are for Chrome version 103, and that's what it says up here on the slide. So what I did then is I went into the settings dropdown after I finished doing about Chrome and picked the privacy and security. And when that opens it up, you'll see privacy and security and site settings. So this is the title heading, and then I go down to the site settings and choose it, okay? And then once I open the site settings, I'm gonna get this additional content settings, and that's where you're gonna find the PDF documents. And then this one says that you can download PDFs, and so that's the one I chose because that's the one you should choose. And then, yep, so that's it. Please know you do not have to do these changes if you can load PDFs from the internet and aren't having any issues. You would only use these if you're having issues with loading PDFs from the internet. And we just wanted to make them available to you because I'm starting to hear people having problems. And I wanted you to be aware of what you could do. We also sent these out an email to you, or the link out an email to you to go out to the FAQ for eDocs, so you could look them up there. If you get this, right, this is the reason why we started with all of that, is if you get a certificate that looks like this, name and 1970s dates, you can update your browser settings, but if the issue still remains, then we want you to please put it in on the help desk forums. We are trying to figure out what changed. Did something in TrainLink change? Did something happen in programming that got messed up that we don't know about? And so if we can have your browser and your version, your operating system, the type of device you're using, specifically, are you using a laptop? Are you using maybe a Microsoft Surface, or are you using a tower? Knowing that will help us determine why are you having the issue and maybe what we can do about it. And then and basically, is this occurring after you've changed the PDF settings? Are you still having that issue? So if you can provide us that, we will continue to problem solve this because it is unfortunate it is occurring and we want to be able to figure out what has changed so that we can fix it. So the next item I want to talk to you about is specific to MnCHOICES assessment, the current computer application, and it will also, at a later date, will be important for the revised MnCHOICES application as well, but for right now, it's really about the MnCHOICES assessment application. The State Medical Review Team, SMRT is what we call them, is offering view-only access to ISDS, their integrated service and delivery system, to allow social workers, assessors, case aides who routinely request SMRT referrals to go in and monitor the status of it so that you can see where it's at and where it's going. And so please note that contracted county employees and community partners aren't eligible for the access, but the county and tribal nation staff, as listed on this, are able to grant access, so you can use your security systems access management requests on the hub to request access, read-only access for those folks, so that you can follow um, the status of the SMRT referrals. So we just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. It's exciting. We're going to put it out on an e-list as well later this week, but we wanted you to be aware that this new offering is available to try to assist people in knowing SMRT status. They're also going to offer then user meetings on a monthly basis. And again, it lists who can attend, with the agenda being to answer any questions and discuss any SIRS announcements, and then also to do user training for view-only access requests. So you can, if you're new to it and you sit in and listen through the questions and discussion, then after that, they're going to do a user training for each month as people come new onto the system. So that's exciting that they're going to provide you that opportunity to learn how to use the system as well as once you have access. So with that, I think I will let us go ahead and move to the help desk update. Mong, Wilson will need to be able to be unmuted, please. And Wilson, when you're ready, please go ahead and provide your update on the MnCHOICES assessment and support plan from the help desk.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Wilson from the MnCHOICES Help Desk, and I will be giving our reports for assessment and MnCHOICES support plan. So, a report for MnCHOICES assessment last month on Tuesday the 19th, Minute Services reported a network outage and a widespread impact affecting several DHS applications, including MnCHOICES assessment and support plan. Users could not log into MnCHOICES application for about 30 to 45 minutes while Minute worked to resolve the issue. And then that's our report for MnCHOICES assessment. For support plan, the support plan slowness that was mentioned last office hours has been resolved We haven't had any new reports for about a month now. However, please be aware that performance issues could occur from time to time. If a user is having performance issues, please take these steps. Step one would be to have the user log out, close the browser, restart the application, and try what they were doing again. And then step two would be, if the issue persists, report it to the help desk with a brief description of what the user was doing when the slowness occurred and a screenshot of the node and current time. You can grab the node and the current time at the bottom left side of the screen in the support plan login. And the node is the letter following the version number. Usually during the performance issue, it only affects a single node. Support plan has 6 nodes, so not everyone will be affected. And I see Teresa brought up the where you could find the node. Um, and support plan has 6 nodes, so not everyone will be affected. This means that some users could experience slowness while others do not. Only those who are on the affected node would experience the issue. You can think of it almost like a traffic congestion on a freeway, except only one of the lanes is congested while the other ones are fine. That's all I have from the help desk. Thank you.
Thanks, Wilson, very much and welcome. So again, I'm just going to show this. So what you heard him say is both the date, the time, and so if you just do this screenshot, right? Screenshot the whole thing, then they'll be able to see the date, the time, and the node, and you won't have to worry about if you cut something off. So just to be clear about that. So I'm going to give you a moment. Do you have any assessment, MnCHOICES assessment or MnCHOICES support plan questions that you would like to ask today? To remind you how to proceed, you would raise your hand in WebEx, and then I would have, um, boy, who should we have call on people? We didn't talk about this at the beginning. Um, I suppose, Mong, you could because you'll be unmuting them if you see a raised hand. And I don't know if we'll have any questions yet or if you're going to want to wait till the end. So if you have a question, please go ahead and raise your hand in WebEx and we will call on you and unmute you. If we don't see questions, we'll keep going. And then at the end, you'll again get to ask questions. So don't worry, we'll give you time. I just want to make sure we're respectful in case you have questions about what you just saw presented and you don't want to forget about it.
We have a question from Lisa Wilson. Lisa, you're unmuted.
Thank you. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
I'm fine. Lisa, how are you today?
Good. So maybe this isn't the proper place to ask, and I can submit the DSD contact question thing if I need to, but we were working on an LTC screening on Wednesday, and we received an edit about the mental health status eval field on the screening and getting an edit related to needing to put something in a MnCHOG field. Are you guys aware of that? Does that make any sense in MMIS?
Hey, Teresa, this is Jill. I can help answer this question for Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa. Yes, we are aware of that issue. That issue has actually been resolved within
Found that out this
MMIS.
morning. Yep,
Yep,
found that out this morning.
good.
But
Yep. So you
I
should be
didn't know
able
if it
to.
was a change that was coming and I missed the notice or.
No, you should now be able to enter those screening docs just like you noticed. You're correct. The MnCHOG isn't used until we start to use the revised MnCHOICES application.
Okay.
So, yep. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Since it appears we have no other questions, I'm going to keep going. If you choose to raise your hand when I get at the end, then we'll be all ready to go with calling on people. So you're more than welcome to start raising your hand now and get yourself in the queue for as we go forward. So let's just talk through a little bit about the revised MnCHOICES application updates. So again, as you are aware, the archive, the eList archive has the latest MnCHOICES announcements. And so the DSD archive looks like this. It looks more like a CBSM page, where the Aging and Adult Services email archive will look like this. But both of them will have lists of what have been sent out in eLists, and they will include MnCHOICES as well as other announcements. So if you want to go back and look at an old announcement and you can't remember where it is, this is just to remind you where to find it, how to locate it, so you are aware. So as you know, the August 17th launch webinar is postponed, and a new launch webinar schedule will be created after a launch date is determined. A previous eList email noted that you will be receiving an email soon on it, and so you'll need to wait for it, and then it will tell you when a new launch webinar schedule will occur. So this is an update for the revised MnCHOICES application, just so you're aware of it, and we put it in the outage schedule as well. So let me see. So this is how they're basically doing releases in UAT, our testing area, and MTZ. MTZ releases occur on a Friday following the UAT release, and so they're that day on Monday, and then following Tuesday when it's a holiday. And then because of holidays around Christmas, they'll do one on December the 27th instead of the 25th. So we just want you to be aware of those. And it includes user instructions when those updates are occurring. There are regular releases happening in both of these environments as FEI gets ready for a future launch date. So literally that was all that I had, and we have more time for questions. Are there any other questions? I'm going to give you a chance to think, potentially chat with each other. Are there any other questions that you would like to ask us about the MnCHOICES assessment or support plan or the revised MnCHOICES application? Please know that part of when the launch webinars resume, we will give you in that webinar a date on when you should start training again. So just so that you're aware of that as well. So I'm just going to give us a few more minutes. If we don't see raised hands, we will end the call early today. So again, just want to make sure that you have a chance to ask questions if you would like to. One thing I'm going to show you while we have a moment is on the County Link page, we added this link to the MnCHOICES brochures, and we added the headings in the language that they are written in for translation. So if someone comes to this site, 'cause sometimes we have people come to this site to learn about a MnCHOICES assessment, and so now they're available, the headings are available in a language a person would read so that they're actually useful instead of only in English. So you're aware of them. If you want to refer people to them, you can.
So there is a question in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
It says, if we have a question on MnCHOICE's recertification date, who do we ask? My coworker certificate says her recert is due on 2/1/24, but the MnCHOICE, 9/1/23, but the MnCHOICE list of certified assessors says 2/1/24. Thanks.
Yep. So what I would have you do is submit a help desk request, and if you could, send the picture of her, if you have her PDF of her certificate, of the person's certificate, I shouldn't assume a woman. Send the copy of the certificate, and then also just say, hey, the statewide list says this date instead, and then we will work to correct it. That's the best way to do it, is just send it through the help desk. And when you're looking at which one to pick, you can either pick training or other, so that it doesn't get lost in technical and end up at the help desk and they have to forward it. So picking the right box helps a lot. Are there any other questions? Well, hearing no other questions, I think we are done for today. I want to give us a minute just to make sure there aren't any other questions. If you need to, please raise your hand. Otherwise, I will end the call. I'll give us just a minute or so just to make sure, in case you're busily typing. So I'll give us till 10:04. And then if I see no other questions, it just switched to 10:04. Then I'll end the call. Mong, do you see any other questions?
I do not.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and end today's call. So we're going to end the MnCHOICES office hours call today at about 10:04. I want to thank you all for coming today. And we will talk to you in, yes, go ahead, Beth.
Sorry, we have one more question in chat.
Okay.
When will the list of certified assessors be fixed so we can see the hiding people? You know.
I wish I knew the answer to that. I'm sorry if I'm
Okay.
laughing, but it's driving me crazy. And I've been reporting it and reporting it and reporting it. So what they're talking about, let me see if I can show you a copy of it. Is that for some reason some of the cells are collapsed oh, see, it's downloading and I'm not paying attention and it just keeps downloading here on my side download. So I had to quit doing that. See if I can find you an example. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna scroll through stuff. If anybody's got an example for me, go ahead and use it. But here, I'll make one up. Let's just do it like this. So you'll be looking at this shot, and you'll see it goes from 167 to 168. And you're looking for somebody who's 169 or you think might be in there. And so then what you have to do is you have to drag it down and look for the person and see if they're there. I don't know why this has happened. I reported it the quarter before and I reported it again this quarter. So we apologize that it is occurring. We are aware of it, and all I can do right now is teach you how to uncollapse the row so that you can see it. We have asked for it to be fixed. So that's what I can tell you. I'm hoping
So
next
thanks for your
quarter, but
patience there.
yeah, I'm hoping next quarter, but I can't promise anything.
Teresa, we don't have any more questions. We could wrap up. Thanks.
Okay. Yep, you're welcome. So thanks everyone for attending today's office hours. We're going to go ahead and close the call. Again, we appreciate your questions that you ask and we're here to help you. So we will see you in a couple of months, so October, and we'll check back in then. So have a really good rest of your Friday and we look forward to speaking with you soon. So Mom, go ahead and end today's call.